Pennsylvania state parks see a surge in campers as federal sites shut down. Thor Industries takes a former exec and a new RV startup to court. RV retail sales are trending down, but the big manufacturers are holding steady. Starlink's new $2,000 dish is made for saltwater sandstorms and high speed streaming. And Airstream unveils a rolling work of art in collaboration with the Frank Lloyd Wright Foundation. I'm Jason Epperson. This is RV Miles, and it's time for the latest in RV and camping news. First up, as Army Corps of Engineers campgrounds face closures in certain areas of the country, some state parks say that they're picking up the slack. Pennsylvania says its parks and forests are seeing a big surge in camping reservations this season, thanks in large part to fallout from federal staffing cuts. Over 425 campsites at federally managed properties in Pennsylvania, including the popular Raystown Lake, have been temporarily closed, mostly due to staffing shortages. Pennsylvania's Department of Conservation and Natural Resources reports a 10% increase in campsite bookings overall, with more than 5,400 new reservations already on the books for the season. In the Raystown area specifically, state parks within an hour's drive saw a 33% jump in reservations from last year between March and May. Helping meet the demand, the state has added 149 new full-service campsites since last summer and now offers over 7,100 campsites across 124 state parks and 2.2 million acres of state forests. As federal agencies scramble to adjust, Pennsylvania is taking full advantage. They just launched a new tourism campaign, quote, "Still open, still awesome," aimed at encouraging folks to choose state parks for their next getaway. It's a pretty clever pivot. The campaign highlights everything from pet-friendly sites to equestrian accommodations, with the message that Pennsylvania's parks are open, affordable, and ready for adventure. Next up, drama out of RV industry capital of the world, Elkhart, Indiana, where two beleaguered RV brands have filed suit against a startup competitor and one of their own former executives. Heartland RV and Cruiser RV, both Thor Industries subsidiaries, are taking legal action against Axiom RV, a brand we've reported on recently a lot. It's a newly launched company led in part by John Jones, the former general manager of Cruiser RV. They're accusing Jones of taking confidential business info when his employment was terminated last fall and using it to help launch a direct competitor. According to the Elkhart Truth, that's the name of the local newspaper, the lawsuit filed in Elkhart County Circuit Court on May 28th alleges Jones to have willfully and maliciously misappropriated trade secrets and violated both non-compete and non-disclosure agreements he signed when he joined the company back in 2019. Jones was barred from contacting Heartland and Cruiser customers or using insider info to gain a competitive advantage for 1 year after leaving, but the complaint claims he did exactly that and that he's not alone. Axiom RV is founded by Jones and two other former Thor execs. Now, it's important to note here that Axiom has not produced a unit. So I don't know what contacting customers and creating a direct competitor means if you haven't actually launched that direct competitor yet. It's still in the works, but I guess that's for the courts to figure out. Thor's complaint includes allegations of breach of contract, interference with business relationships, and unfair competition. They're asking for both monetary damages and a court order forcing the return of any confidential materials, as well as any profits allegedly gained from the use of that information. Recently, Cruiser RV and Heartland RV, the companies at question here, both shut down their plants and laid off their workforce while their business was transferred over to the Jayco subsidiary of Thor. So Thor is a really big company with lots of subsidiaries. These were all Thor subsidiaries that have been kind of moved around here. Units will be still built with Heartland RV and I think Cruiser RV stickers on them, but they're going to be produced in Jayco facilities. More in a moment, but first, this episode is sponsored by Hughes Autoformers, makers of the Power Watchdog Smart RV Surge Protector. If you're serious about protecting your RV's power system, electronics, and appliances, you've got to meet the Hughes Power Watchdog Gen 2. We've been using the Hughes Power Watchdog for our entire life as RVers, and the Gen 2 is such an awesome upgrade. Released last August, it's packed with features, both the trusted old ones and new, like Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connectivity, so you can monitor or cut power from your phone, whether you're sitting in your RV or miles away. And fault logging stores up to 10 faults with timestamps so you'll always know what happened and when. The Hughes Power Watchdog shuts off if voltage goes too high or too low, or if there's a miswire, and it features a newly designed, rugged, weather-shielded clamshell body with padlock option and new side entry cord relief. As always, if big spikes come, Hughes uses a replaceable surge module instead of forcing you to buy a whole new unit. But wait, there's more. Coming soon are the brand new Watchdog Power Centers, set to debut in the 30 amp model late this month and the 50 amp version in July. They're not just surge protectors, they're an all-in-one power station that replaces the older gray box autoformers that actually boost the voltage when low voltage is detected, so you can continue to use that bad power. They'll have the same dual Wi-Fi, Bluetooth connectivity, and smart app features as the Watchdog, plus a built-in LCD screen to monitor voltage, amps, and energy right on the unit. Find out more at the link in the description or at hughesautoformers.com. Now for a check-in on the RV sales market, and it's more of the same. Retail sales are still sliding. According to the latest data from Statistical Surveys, Inc., RV retail registrations in April 2025 totaled 33,661 units, a 9.3% drop compared to April of last year. That makes 16 consecutive months of year-over-year declines. So far this year, 105,588 RVs have been registered meaning they were actually purchased. That's down 7.6% from the same period in 2024. But the gap between what's being shipped, what's being produced by manufacturers, and what's actually being sold to consumers is finally starting to shrink. The RV Industry Association reported 35,375 shipments in April, slightly more than were sold at retail. But year to date, there have been 133,000 RVs shipped wholesale, which is about 26% more than have been purchased by new owners. But some of the industry's biggest players are still turning profits. Thor Industries, the parent company of brands like Airstream, Jayco, and Heartland, just posted better than expected earnings with a nearly 19% jump in profits for the quarter on modest sales growth. That's a surprise win, and investors rewarded them with a nice bump in stock value. But order backlogs, which show how much demand is waiting in the pipeline, are dropping across the board, especially in Europe. That suggests future sales could slow. Thor CEO Bob Martin said the next couple of quarters will be challenging as economic uncertainty grows and consumers pull back on big purchases. REV Group, makers of American Coach, Fleetwood, Holiday Rambler, Renegade, and Lance brands, also beat earnings expectations with a 79% profit increase, driven mostly by their fire truck and emergency vehicle division. On the RV side of their business, though, sales were down slightly, but the company raised its full-year outlook just a bit. Investors pushed REV stock up more than 15%. Meanwhile, Winnebago is waving a yellow flag. The company released early numbers ahead of an investor conference and said its Q3 earnings will likely fall well short of expectations. Revenue and profits are both down, and CEO Michael Happy cited fading consumer confidence and cautious dealer behavior. Winnebago is cutting costs and adjusting production schedules, especially in the motorhome division, where we saw some layoffs last month, where it says the pressure has been the greatest. Investors reacted fast. Winnebago stock dropped 7% on the news before a bit of a recovery. It's down just over 30% for the year. So between Thor's optimism, REV's resilience, and Winnebago's warning, the message is clear. The RV industry's recovery is still a work in progress. SpaceX has announced a new version of its high-powered Starlink performance dish, highlighting that it's built for extreme conditions, and it comes with an extreme price tag too. The new version of the dish, which costs $1,999, is aimed at businesses and rugged use customers, including those in agriculture, construction, or off-grid mobile setups. It's designed to deliver over 400 megabits per second download speeds with durability to match. It can withstand 170 plus mile per hour winds, temps from -40 to 140 degrees, saltwater corrosion, and high vibration use on the move. That makes it a potentially powerful option for RVers who travel full-time in remote areas, but it's not for the casual user. At the moment, you'll have to get a business data plan to get it. It draws 70 watts of power on average, which is less than the old version. It runs on AC or DC and is built to last 10 years in the field. and they've doubled the warranty. It's got a 3-year warranty. Starlink's website has also been updated to tease gigabit speeds in 2026, which, let's just say, Musk company timelines aren't the most reliable thing. However, if speeds do reach that level, the new performance dish will be capable of supporting the faster broadband. To be clear, this isn't the everyday Starlink most RVers use. This is part of their business class plans, which come with higher monthly fees. But for those who need reliable high-speed internet off the grid, or RVers running businesses on the road, this might be a glimpse at where mobile connectivity is heading. And finally, what do you get when you combine the sleek curves of an Airstream with the architectural genius of Frank Lloyd Wright? You get this: the Airstream Frank Lloyd Wright limited edition travel trailer, a 28-foot rolling tribute to mid-century modern design. This limited edition model was developed in collaboration with the Frank Lloyd Wright Foundation, and it's packed with thoughtful design touches drawn straight from Wright's iconic Usonian style. From circular windows and open shelving to a minimalist, space-efficient floor plan that's all about blending indoor and outdoor living. Instead of the typical convertible dinette in the back, this trailer puts the primary sleeping space at the rear hatch, offering sweeping views and a push-button twin-to-king bed transformation, a first in the Airstream lineup. Up front, the dining table and desk disappear into a wall cabinet, making room for a pull-out sofa. Even the chairs fold up and tuck away. The interior color palette comes from a Wright curated paint collection from 1955, ochre, desert reds, and cool turquoise, and there are custom designed elements throughout, including a stylized entry door inspired by a 1956 mural pattern called the Gordon Leaf. It's a gorgeous blend of form and function, bringing together two icons of American design, Airstream founder Wally Byam and Frank Lloyd Wright, in one truly unique travel trailer. Only 200 units will be made, with an MSRP of $184,900. That's it for this week's RV Miles News Roundup. Hey, just a reminder about our new Parkography channel. If you're interested in our National Park News Roundups, they're over there. Plus, a new episode that really launched our original America's National Parks podcast is going to be out on Tuesday. I'm really excited about getting it out there on one of the greatest stories that's not often told about Yellowstone National Park, the story of Truman Everett's being lost for 37 days in Yellowstone. I hope you check it out. Thanks a lot for being here, everybody. Hit the like button if you got something out of this video. Subscribe if you want more like it, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.